that were made, even though that Living Single, the TV show came first and it inspired the Friends TV show, all of these differences were made. Um, so let's just get into the video and we'll go over it.
And also being funny and maybe not being the ideal of what they thought funny girls looked like.
Right.
They didn't know what to do with me, and I got offered nothing after I finished that show.
For 5 seasons, they were the friends we all wanted. But behind the laughter of Living Single was a secret battle most fans never saw. The cast was fighting for respect against their own network, facing betrayals and inequalities that threatened to tear them apart. Now the cast is finally revealing the full story of what really happened in that Brooklyn brownstone. And the truth is more shocking than you ever imagined. A family forged in secret.
Ladies, no need to fear. There's a handyman on the premises.
Can you fix it?
Can I fix it? Does the baby cow drink till it's full?
In 1993, a show about 6 black friends living and loving in a Brooklyn brownstone changed television. Living Single, created by a young and brilliant Yvette Lee Bowser, introduced the world to Khadijah James, the ambitious magazine.
So you see, Living Single, the TV show, was created by a black woman. So it was written by a black woman who presented it to Warner Brothers, and they put the show on, and it's an all-black cast. It's important to note.
Publisher played by Queen Latifah. We met her sweet and quirky cousin, Sinclair James, played by Kim Coles, and her childhood friend, Regine Hunter, the fashion-loving gossip, played by Kim Fields. Across the hall were their male counterparts, the sophisticated stockbroker Kyle Barker, played by T.C. Carson, and the lovable handyman Overton Wakefield Jones, played by John Henton. And of course, there was the sharp-tongued attorney Maxine Shaw, played by Erica Alexander, who always seemed to be raiding their fridge. But from the very first day, a secret battle was being waged behind the scenes. Most fans never knew that the iconic character of Maxine Shaw was almost erased before the show even began. Network executives told the creator, Yvette Lee Bowser, that Max was too strong a character. Bowser, who was only 27 at the time, saw herself in Max. She had wanted to be a lawyer and felt a deep connection to the character's strength and ambition. So she gave the network an ultimatum. She told them, if you get rid of Max, you get rid of me. The network blinked. A compromise was reached. Max wouldn't live in the apartment with the other girls, but she could live across the street. This decision is why Max was always bursting through the door, making her grand entrances from the hallway. It was the result of the very first fight to keep the show's vision pure. This fight for authenticity was happening while the cast was dealing with another secret. The incredible chemistry that made them feel like lifelong friends was pure acting talent. In reality, they were all strangers who had just met. Kim Fields later described it as a weird dynamic where fact meets fiction. They had to immediately pretend to have been bonded for years, a testament to their skill as performers. But what helped forge a real bond were the true family ties woven into the show. In a move that added a layer of genuine heart, Queen Latifah's real mother, Rita Owens, was cast to play Khadijah's mom on screen. And Kim Fields' real mother, the actress Chip Fields, played Regine's mother, Laverne Hunter. These real-life connections grounded the show in a way few sitcoms ever achieve. Even the world they lived in had its secrets. Most fans would be surprised to learn that the iconic Brooklyn brownstone set for the first season wasn't entirely new. It was a recycled set from another beloved 90s show, Family Matters. But while the set may have been borrowed, the fight to tell their own story was entirely new. The battle over Maxine Shaw was just the beginning. It was the first sign that this cast and crew would have to constantly push back against a system that wasn't quite ready for their unapologetic, strong, and complex portrayal of Black life. This struggle would come to define their time on the show and set the stage for a much bigger conflict that was brewing just over the horizon. The Shadow of a Friend.
I was loving it. I was loving the fact that we stand up for us.
You know, it's like, no, don't play like that. We did this. We've been here.
Living Single debuted in August 1993 and was an immediate hit, especially with Black and Latinx audiences who saw their own lives reflected on screen. But just 1 year later, in 1994, a new show called Friends premiered on NBC. It was also about 6 single friends navigating life in a big city. The similarities were impossible to ignore, and for the cast of Living Single, it felt like more than just a coincidence. The truth behind this story is something most fans never knew. Queen Latifah later revealed the smoking gun. She said that the president of NBC at the time, a man named Warren Littlefield, was asked in an interview which show on television he wished he had for his network. His answer was Living Single. Not
So, Living Single was a Warner Brothers production TV show. I think they had shows like Steve Harvey Show and other shows too. The president of NBC was asked what show did he wish he had on his production set, and he said Living Single, the all-black show. A year after Living Single came out on Warner Brothers, all-black cast, 6 all-black singles, living in a big city. Friends came out, 6 people, all-white cast, living in a big city.
long after that, he created Friends. Kim Coles confirmed this story, stating with zero hesitation that Living Single influenced Friends 100,000%. The parallels were glaring. Beyond the basic premise, the characters themselves seemed to echo each other. Kim Coles pointed out how her character, the sweet and airy Sinclair, was very similar to Lisa Kudrow's quirky character, Phoebe Buffay. One was black, one was white, but their offbeat energy was nearly identical. But the most painful part of this situation wasn't the similarities. It was the massive difference in how the two shows were treated by the same studio, Warner Brothers. Both shows were filmed on the same lot, but the disparity was shocking. T.C. Carson, who played Kyle, spoke about this injustice years later with raw emotion. He said, "We were getting less all around. And then they created Friends and gave them everything." He described how the Friends cast received massive paychecks, huge marketing budgets, and better resources, while the Living Single cast had to fight for basic respect. To watch
So you see them highlighting the racism there. The Friends cast got paid more, bigger budgets, better marketing, better resources, everything to make this show stand out more and be more successful. Even though Living Single came first and created the blueprint for the TV show Friends. They just changed the race of the characters and gave them the same characterization, the same personality. It was the same script. You just had white actors and actresses playing the roles, but gave them more to be more successful. That's exactly what I highlight in my book. Things could be inspired from Black people, but then you see it be highlighted from a white person, even though the idea or the creation came from a Black person, but it wasn't pushed the same because of a lack of resources and other systemic issues.
that happen on their own lot, he said, was really kind of a slap in the face. This wasn't a simple case of professional jealousy. It was a daily reminder of how the industry valued their work differently. It created a feeling of being a trailblazer whose path was being used to build a superhighway for someone else. The situation was so one-sided that it wasn't even a real feud. Kim Coles shared a poignant and slightly embarrassing story about trying to address the issue with Lisa Kudrow at an event. Coles approached her and tried to explain she was from that other show, but Kudrow, while polite, had no idea who she was or what she was talking about. The cast of Friends was so insulated by their massive success and promotion that they were completely unaware of the controversy or the show that had paved the way for them. It was a quiet, painful truth that the cast of Living Single had to live with. Their groundbreaking show was being overshadowed, and the industry that profited from their blueprint was pretending they didn't even exist. The pressure cooker.
Oh, where's Kyle?
Oh, he's with his kid from the Big Brother program. He's gonna teach him how to be a man.
Yes, well, I hope Kyle's taking notes.
The external pressures from the network and the shadow of Friends created a pressure cooker environment on the Living Single set. But instead of breaking them, it forged an even stronger bond between the cast, particularly the women. They created their own safe space, a sisterhood built on secrets and solidarity that became their primary defense against an industry that often felt hostile. One of the most shocking secrets was the intense pressure put on Kim Coles about her weight. She revealed that at the start of every season, her manager would get a call from network executives telling her that Kim had to lose some weight. The pressure wasn't just a suggestion, it became a threat. Coles was told that if she kept gaining weight, the writers would have to start writing fat jokes into the show. This kind of threat could have destroyed an actor's confidence, but the sisterhood of Living Single was stronger. When Kim Coles told Erika Alexander what the executives had said, Erika's response was immediate and fierce. She said, "I won't read those jokes." Queen Latifah also made it clear to the producers that they would not be doing those kinds of jokes on their show. They stood together and protected one another from the cruelty of the business. Their bond went deeper than just defending each other. They built a world of body positivity in their own dressing rooms. Erika Alexander shared that the women would often undress in front of each other and compare their bodies, not with judgment, but with encouragement. At a time when they were considered bigger women on TV, they cheered each other on, celebrating their real and beautiful shapes. This private ritual was a powerful act of defiance against the narrow beauty standards being pushed on them. Their connection was so deep, it became almost biological. Kim Coles revealed another secret that no one ever knew. She said that after spending so much time together on set, the women's menstrual cycles would all sync up. It was an intimate and powerful symbol of how intertwined their lives had become. This nurturing spirit extended to moments of profound grief. Kim Coles recalled how she and Queen Latifah shared a backstage dressing room. During this time, Latifah was mourning the tragic death of her older brother, Lancelot Jr., who was killed in a motorcycle accident in 1992. Coles said she felt it was her job to be the court jester to the Queen, to keep her laughing and joyful during a time of immense pain. This leads to one of the most touching and hidden secrets of the entire series. Throughout all 5 seasons, Queen Latifah's character, Khadijah, wore a key around her neck. Most fans never knew its significance. That key was to the motorcycle she had bought for her brother. She wore it every day on set as a silent personal tribute to the person she had lost. The sisterhood of Living Single was not just for the cameras. It was a real breathing thing built in the quiet moments between scenes. It was a sanctuary that...
All right, I'll stop it there. You could go watch the video. I could put the link in the description. So it goes on to talk more about, the racism between that was displayed against the cast of Living Single. But y'all can let me know what y'all think in the comments. It goes on to talk about how they let people go. They fired cast members without telling them, lying in their face. But it's just, what we see here. Clearly treated differently, not given the same resources, even though one show came first, gave the blueprint for the other show to be successful. But then one was promoted, given more resources, given more money, and then they did right by the actors and actresses by giving them more money with Friends. But y'all can let me know what y'all think in the comments. Don't forget to hit that like button and share the video. Peace.